Okay guys, I'm going to show y'all another video. This is going to be a little bit longer, not super long, but a little bit longer than a short. Just because I'm trying to explain a few things, and those things are only like a minute long, and it's kind of hard. But I planted some seeds in that blue container I had the other day that was started. I'm going to turn this light off. It's because this pink hue really makes it hard to video and see stuff, at least when I'm watching on my phone. So I talked about these. And this little plant's doing really good. That's after this one came up after I had the lights, and it's growing really good, short like it should, with the leaves really close to the ground. And I showed these stretched or leggy plants where the leaves are way up here in the air, and they should be coming out way down here. This plant's, like I said, a little bit better, but it's still got some stretch. It's still got that red stem coming up too far. Like I said, it should be just like that one. The leaves should be right at the bottom where the dirt is. All right, so the other day I showed y'all the little blue thing that had some plants in it when I showed the light in the short. This is that blue thing with the top on it. It's basically just a hefty storage box, basically. But it works really good because the lid is flat on the bottom when you turn it upside down, and it has a clear top. So one of the reasons I got the taller one is because you can use it supposedly as a greenhouse after the plants have come up. You can also use it as a humidity dome, but I actually think it works better when you use the shorter one for the humidity dome, which is what you use just long enough to keep the soil more wet and moist so the plants come up, they germinate, which is sprout out of the ground a little bit better. But this tall one, I guess it still does. I mean, it does work to a certain extent because I've germinated some seeds out of it. But like I said, I had different ones in it the other day, but I replanted it. So the middle one that has a lot of cells in it. That one has beets again. The one on this side, it's let me pop this lid off real quick. That's one of the things I like about it, is it has actually locks, so you can pop them off. And I got this one spaced a little bit wider than what I'm probably going to keep it. But one of the reasons I made this one taller is one of the things I got in here is tomato plants, and I'll be transplanting those into these little 4-inch cups. So they're going to be a little bit taller, and then the plants will grow a little bit taller. So I was going to need one with a little bit more spacing before of the lights, and I'll show you all that. But this is the two things I planted, which is this one's called a tomato. It's called a black cherry. Now it doesn't say that it's a cherry tomato or a full-size tomato, but the way that it shows in that picture with them so tight, I'm assuming that it is a true cherry tomato. And I have 30 of those planted. Some of those will be going to my brother. And there was 50 seeds in the package, but I planted only 30 of them. The other seed is broccoli romanesca. It doesn't look like normal broccoli. It almost looks like little Christmas trees. It's really good. I like it better than regular broccoli. And but I have these planted also. I don't have as many of these as what I want, but I'll get more of those planted. But let me pick this top up. And I'll just take it out of there for a second. A little bit harder with one hand, but we'll get it out of there without knocking anything else down. So anyway, in this middle section, I have more beets planted. So that's 32 more beets. And then in this tray, which the reason I done it that way, is this one right here, which is basically it's 6 pots of 6 basically that are still hooked together. This one's not designed to separate. It's designed to stay together. This one over here is basically a 6 planter, but this one's actually designed to come apart. So I put the tomatoes in this one, and that way I know for sure these are tomatoes. You should be able to see the difference between the plants when they come up anyway. But by doing it this way, I was actually able to get another one behind this one. So this is tomatoes also. So I got 4 of them over here. Plus I got these 2 behind it, which is well, it makes it 5 of these little packs of 6, which 5 times 6 is 30. And this one over here is 18. So I only have 18 of the broccolis planted. But it's actually warm enough now I should be able to plant the broccolis outside. I just wanted to see how well the seeds was going to germinate, and I'll probably end up planting some of them outside. I may start some more too, because I'm going to put some more lights back up. But I'm actually going to get some of these where this top is only about this tall. They make a shorter version of it, and I think that'll work better for a humidity dome. And it also will fit up on these smaller, thinner racks for me. And like I said, this one I'm gonna probably raise this rack up a little bit, maybe like 2 down here, probably up to here. But I am gonna keep this one a little bit wider, like I said, for when I put up like tomatoes and other plants, peppers and things like that. You normally keep inside a little bit longer, and they get a little bit taller, so you know they'll have more room between them and the light. But anyway, that's where we're at on this. That one on the end doesn't have any plants, and it's just a container. So it's just like this container right here. It just don't have any plants in it. I could set that one actually in there. That's what it's made. That's the bottom basically for this one. But I have it in this blue one, and I can actually put water down inside of here and basically bottom water these. I just use this spray bottle for the most part right now. I can show y'all it. But basically, I just spray them like this. I'm gonna do more of this off camera, but just so y'all could see a little bit of it. I also have some that are electric. They're outside right now, so I just was using this one. But these need to be sprayed a little bit. So, like I said, I'm gonna do more of that off camera. But I'm also gonna show y'all more of the planting. When I plant the next ones, I will get that on camera too. How I put the soil in there and how I get them planted. And this is some of my compost that I basically used this little sifter on. And this, like I said, this is just my compost, which is pretty fine and pretty good. And it holds moisture pretty good too. But I have some potting soil that I mixed that with. And like I said, I'll show y'all all of that the next time I plant some, which is going to be in the next day or so. So I'm going to be trying to get some potatoes in the ground tomorrow. So I will be getting more on this rack too. Alright, we're going to keep it at that, keep it short. But like I said, I'll finish watering them off camera and I'll get the light back on for the other plants. But the grow light's actually working really good, doing what they're supposed to do. I know in the short it doesn't have the time setting, but I have them off for 5 hours and they're on the rest of the time. So in a 24-hour period, they're only getting an off period of 5 hours right now. And it seems to be growing pretty good. If they don't grow enough, then I can turn the light off longer. And if they were growing still too fast and getting stretched, I can turn it off longer. So once these come up and I get them underneath there, like I said, I'll play with it a little bit more. I'd like to get it up to 6 hours of off time. If I can, maybe even 7 hours. Like I said, as long as they don't get leggy and they're growing good, that's the best because they grow more when the light's off. So if they don't get enough light, then they start getting stretchy, which is just, like I said, this leggy stuff where they get really long, and they shouldn't have all of that. Like I said, it should be just like this little plant right here. That's the way they should look. They shouldn't have all that extra red stem sitting up between them and the leaves. Okay, like I said, we're going to keep it as short as we can. Thank y'all.